Welcome to Wired In. I'm Diana Galata, Executive Director for Public Relations and Marketing for Hampton City Schools. I'm really excited today because we are going to learn a little bit about how the military benefits our schools. So today we have with us Amy Killian, who is the Family Engagement Specialist at Tyler Elementary School. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Staff Sergeant Foster, who is with the 83rd NOS out of Langley,
Yes,
correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So let's start off by learning a little bit about each of you. So we'll start with you, Amy. What path did you take to get you to where you are now in your career?
Well, I graduated from Old Dominion University with a major in marketing and went to work in the corporate world. Most of those years I worked in marketing at credit unions, and most recently, before moving to Hampton City Schools, I worked in an education credit union. And so that really kind of piqued my interest for the education world. Both my parents worked in Hampton City Schools, and so I always said I would never be in education. But in reading this job description for the position I have now, it was really just seemed like a perfect fit for me. And so it has been, and I'm just thrilled to be in this role. I feel like what I do makes a difference, and it's very rewarding.
So how long have you been at Tyler Elementary in this role?
This is my 4th school year.
Okay, great. Sergeant Foster, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to where you are now in your career.
So my father did 20 years in the Air Force himself.
Wow.
I did 18 years, of course. At 18 years old, I decided to join the military myself to follow my dad's footsteps. Been to multiple bases. This is my 5th base.
Wow.
Been here for about 5 years now. And when I first got here to Langley, obviously we'll talk about that partnership in a little bit, but when I first got here, that's kind of what drove me to actually do this partnership. So I guess that's where a little bit of my road.
So tell us a little bit about that. What does this partnership with Tyler Elementary look like for you all? What kinds of specific things are occurring? And we'll start with you.
So at first, we wanted to do something to adopt a spot. I went to the Hampton City Clean Commission. I went to go see what the 83rd NOS can do to get out in the community. They said I could adopt a road, a park, or a school. And that really piqued my interest because I used to be in an old squadron at Robins Air Force Base, Georgia, and we could only do highways. So I thought it was really cool that we could have the possibility of taking over a school and making a difference, changing some lives, giving some insight into what the military does. So I randomly chose a name on a piece of paper, and it was John Tyler Elementary.
And we're glad you did.
Indeed.
So tell us a little bit about what's going on in terms of the partnership, Amy.
Well, the 83rd NOS, they are amazing. They do so much for us during the school year. And writing down the list to send to you for today, it was just like so easy to reel off all the things that they do. They do a lot of volunteering for our school, so when we have events, they'll send 5, 10, 15, 20 or more folks out to help with that. Some of those events might be field day, like they completely staff our field day so that our teachers can move around with their classes and enjoy that day. They staff our math and reading events and family nights and things like that. They also do PT sessions with our 5th graders, come out and do calisthenics, and then they just do some fun games and really play and interact with the kids. So they might have soccer going on over here and football over here, and then usually after they finish that up, then they'll spend an hour or so cleaning up our grounds, which is a great blessing to us. But they'll just pick up leaves and sweep off sidewalks and collect trash and things like that. So we really appreciate that. One of our larger events that we do with them each year is our Read Across America Day. And we started that, I think, 3 years ago.
Right.
We used to have just a myriad of volunteers, but 3 years ago we decided to just only have our airmen come. So we have 27 of them come on that day, and everyone in the school is being read to at the same time. And they come in uniform, and it creates quite a presence with our students. So there's a uniformed person in every classroom reading at the same time on that Read Across America Day in March.
Great. So Sergeant Foster, what do you think that members of your squadron get out of this? this partnership and being with the students at Tyler Elementary?
So obviously we have a lot of families and a lot of people that actually care about how kids grow up, I guess. Me personally, I'm not married, I don't have kids, but I do like giving back because the military, we do get a lot of benefits from communities, and I think that the military, or myself rather, just likes to give back as much as I can. I've always been a person that likes to get out and volunteer. I like to make a difference in people's lives if I can. I like to be a role model, and that's kind of why we joined the military in the first place, is because we want to be that role model. So that's why we decided to go out to a school, you know, help out them and make sure that the kids see a different tunnel that they could possibly go down also. So that's why.
So what do you see from the school standpoint? How does this positively benefit the students, the staff, and the school community having the squadron there in the school?
Well, I think that is a great tie-in to what he said with our students, is really seeing that positive role model in our building. One of the other things they do is they come every other week and pack our Food for Kids backpacks on Thursdays. And so there's 3 or 4 of them, you know, helping us deliver door to door. And it's fun for me to see the kids because now it's been so long that they know them, they know the uniform, they recognize their presence here in the school. And just seeing that positive role model, someone who has made something of themselves, someone who's living by, you know, strict guidelines, who is made good choices, I guess, to get to where they are, and also to see that that's a path that any of them could take. You know, you don't have to have certain qualifications to take, you know, to go down that road to the military. It's something that's attainable, I guess that's probably a better word, for each of them to see that that's something that they could easily do for themselves, and to have that great jump start on life.
So have you heard from any of them specifically that the military is something they're interested in?
I think Sergeant Foster could probably better speak to that.
It is pretty funny because at first we started, obviously everybody said, oh, you guys Army or you guys Navy. We do a lot of the 5th graders and kindergartens graduations. And, you know, we started showing up in their service dress blues, and they used to, in the past, put up this big screen that showed what they wanted to be when they grew up. And over the years, it slowly started, you started adding a couple more Air Force here, Air Force there, Doctor, Air Force. And it's kind of cool to see that impression that we're making on the students. Like I said, at first, they didn't even know who we were, what we were. But after so many years now, that continuing partnership has been great to see that.
I agree. And I think it's beneficial for our staff too, just to have that outside support, because like I was talking about with field day, it's just the things that they do for us a lot of the times takes a lot off of our staff, you know, that they'll jump in and they'll take over our field day, they'll take over the promotion ceremonies. You know, they are fabulous for that. They bring a color guard and they, you know, are row attendants, and so that staff, I think, really feels supported by that partnership. They know them very well. They know Sergeant Foster very well, and they're always happy to see them in the building. They appreciate how much they support us day to day. You know, it's not like they're just a one-time partner. They do one thing each year. They're constantly in our building and supporting. Sergeant Foster also sits on our action team for partnerships, and that's a group of community members and staff at our school, and that's a place where we talk about our goals for the year, and also we present needs. You know, this is something we have coming up. This is a need we have, whether it be clothing or a food drive or
school supplies,
anything like that. And he is always so quick to say, you know, we can do that, we can jump in, we can take care of that, and it always happens. You know, it's not just talk. He always follows through. They are always support us on, you know, we can pick up the phone, anything that we need. They're always there to help us out with that.
Well, and another piece of this is it's not a secret that we don't have a lot of males going into the teaching field. So this is a great opportunity to bring some positive male role models into our schools for our students. So we appreciate that piece as well.
And talking to Mr. Blow, who used to be the old principal at the school, when I first met with him, that was one of his big drives behind wanting the military there. He said, you know, a lot of our kids and our families don't have a lot of male role models, and to have a military that is a lot of males, I don't want to say that as a large demographic, but we have a lot of males in my squadron, and you know, getting there and being able to have that positive reinforcement is great. He thought so too.
So I heard yesterday that you're leaving, and I know there was a lot of disappointment in the room at Tyler, but I know that's part of being in the military is being moved around a lot. So tell us where you're going.
So this is my second stint at going to Korea, and then I'm going to be there for a year. After that, I will be heading to my second stint to Aviano, Italy. So, like I said, Amy's going to be sad I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be sad I'm going to be gone from Tyler, but I guess can't be too mad at me because I'll be in Italy.
We're not too mad at you, but I've heard that the squadron has already made arrangements to try to make sure that that positive partnership stays in place even in your absence.
Yes, ma'am. I have a backup. It's going to be Staff Sgt. Jones. He is going to take over Tyler Elementary. I decided to choose somebody that I knew that was going to be here for a while because I didn't want to just, individual people coming in and out of Tyler's life, kind of like myself. I've been here for a long time, so it's been good. But I wanted somebody who's going to be here for a while that can keep that foundation strong. And then when he moves on, hopefully he does the same thing to the next person that's going to take over. So.
Yeah, well, I really appreciated that too.
That's good to hear. Very
made that
good
transition.
Very good to hear. Well, we wish you luck, and thank you for everything you've done for our school system and for the students. But I'm glad to hear it will carry on. It sounds like your legacy really is carrying on, and so maybe in a year from now we'll get an update from you to see how everything's going. But I really do appreciate you both joining us today and letting us know how the military is benefiting our students.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Wired In. Have a great week.